Brainstorming 101. This is how you brainstorm. Have a conversation with someone cool who has a brain that operates beyond small-minded things like talking about other people or gossip or the news or whatever media is telling you to watch and put your focus on. Instead, turn off the TV, turn to a friend. In this case. Right. In this case, this is my very good friend. Long-time friend. One of the longest and the only who stands by me today. And I want to be British when I look at him because it's just a natural reaction because we're speaking with Johnny Bravo. But actually not now because now he is Red Rock. Anyway.
I'm shy.
He's shy. He's not shy though. When he's playing himself, he is shy. Right. But a character, no. But what we were talking about is creation. Like I was trying to ponder God, and that's always dangerous but fun. Because you think about ideas and like people like Steve Jobs or anyone in any field who's successful, and you would read their autobiography and you would pick it up and you would learn about them and you would see their path and you would be like, whoa, and that's why some are made into movies and it's based on a true story. Because there really are stories out there and everybody has one and God is trying to give it to you. But it's through an experiential path. It's through opening doors, a series of doors. And you have to keep opening the door, and you can't stop in the room that you're in, or that's the room you'll stay in, and that's your prison. So when you take risks and learn to keep going, and that means letting go. That means you have to be willing to let go of the backdrop and all the props and all the people and characters and things in it, and you have to be willing to go into the next scene. And there was a show that didn't make it, but it was called Thank God You're Here, and it was with comedians. They had a host, and it was like they had a whole scene set up, but the actor who was the comedian didn't know what they were going to be going into, so they went through the door, and the host would go through and say, "Thank God you're here," and just throw them into it. It was all improv, and that's kind of life. It's improv. We're all kind of auditioning for different roles for God because He wrote the story, and He had a prophecy, and He knew how from beginning to end it would go, and He gave visions to certain people who wrote about Him, and some of those visions were put into a book called the Bible, which is a compilation of books and letters left behind of testimony from people who witnessed certain events during a long time before now, that I'm very grateful for those who went before me, because now I can study from those letters and learn about, because you can always apply history to today. It's application, but it's like a much more evolved today too, so you have to keep that in mind too about the people who put together the letters, which was a king who could have decided any letters he wanted to put in there, any letters he didn't want to put in there. Parts of the book we don't have Jesus's life from teenager to being 33, which is when he took his basically when he went out on his mission. And so, when you take things like this into an account and you look at it for what it is, a book of letters, you understand that people have left behind a lot of clues in life. And so if you want to leave behind your own clues, which is what I want to do for my children as well as anyone else, long after I'm here, they can learn from the things I'm going to leave them. So this is all part of that. And thank God for creating, things like multimedia and video to be able to do things like that today. So the brainstorming session, I'm always so long-winded to give you the backdrop of, the situation, but it's necessary because, if you want to teach people how to be the best potential, their fullest potential, and how to get there, it all starts with teaching them to stop being afraid and to start thinking and imagining and brainstorming and having conversations with people that bring that out of them. Stop focusing on media, stop being so much input, and be more output in yourself, find things within. It's all based on the knowledge and the experiences you've had and how you've grown up, and it's all filtered through your thought process, but that's why you're unique. That's why you are who you are and not who I am or anyone else. That's why, He would have created one person if He wanted us to be the same. He wouldn't have created 7 billion different people. He intends for us all to be unique, but some of us are alike. It's like no two chocolate chip cookies are the same, but they're of the same mold, so they're chocolate chip cookies. And some are more unique, like macadamia nut cookies or whatever. And my point in this is that, to circle back, is that when God has ideas or things He wants carried out, and he chose Steve Jobs. Maybe Steve Jobs was the one who got the flag first. Maybe the flag was, you know, this huge thing that he created from Mac. You know, I don't even know what the original person, you know, I haven't studied him. Apple. Is it? Okay, well, that shows you how little I know about anything else that doesn't revolve around the things I am an expert at. But so, you know, if he gave it, say he gave 10,000 people total that idea. And it was, you know, and Steve was the one who kept going through the doors. And he kept saying yes. And he kept saying yes when everybody else said no around him. Or said, that's not doable. Or nobody else is doing that. Or there's, you know, whatever. He had a vision. And God gives you the vision. That's what I do know. I've always had the blueprint of my dreams. And I've just always chased them. And I've yet to realize them. And I guess, you know, I've yet to see if it's true that if you keep going that you will succeed and there's no such thing as failure. Because I'll never stop, you know. So I might be 80 years old filming a video for my kids being like, well, I finally got there. You know, but... So the point is, don't stop, because it's fun. When you're pursuing what you want to do, it's fun. And so I believe I understand why God created me the way that he did, because I understand the things I'm pursuing are grandiose and, you know, somebody has to do them. And I recognize that maybe in my pursuits of the things I was trying to do that I somehow, you know, God chose me to do this other really cool thing that I'm only now realizing the parameters of. And so I wanted to flick this on as I go on to other things that I like to do. I just wanted to capture this video because brainstorming is a very important part of my days. All day, every day. You have to be looking out into the world at every sign in front. You know, don't make anything that doesn't seem like something. If it seems like something, it is something. Don't look for it. It finds you and you notice it. But just be ready to notice those things, because those are the tour guides. You know, when you're driving your car and it says turn right and there's an arrow pointing, God does that if you let him. Listen to lyrics at a certain time. If you're praying about something or meditating about something in your mind and you hear somebody having a conversation next to you that pertains somehow to what you're saying, even though they're not talking about you and they have nothing, it has nothing to do with you to them, they're unaware that God's using their conversation to school you on whatever you're thinking about. That's how cool God can be if you let him. So all these things are a part of my next projects, and that is just, you know, self-awareness.